Hi, everyone. I'm Bill Pito, and it's so great to have you with us for a special edition of the MSG 150 at Home presented by Chase as we continue to remember Linsanity. And while we do that, as always, we want to thank the healthcare providers and those on the front lines helping everyone through this pandemic. Coming up, two special games from Jeremy Lin. The 38-point masterpiece that he had against the Lakers on February the 10th, 2012, and 4 nights later when he beat the Raptors in Toronto with the 3 at the buzzer. Tomorrow night at 5:30, it's a special 1-hour exclusive one-on-one with Mike Breen and Jeremy Lin, an exclusive conversation. And now it's a special edition of our show as we join Alan Hahn with some very special guests.
Thanks, Bill. Well, this is going to be a lot of fun. So as you see right here, we have a reunion of sorts as we're celebrating LIN-SANITY. And Jeremy Lin, kind enough to join us from Beijing. And teammates, so let's go around the horn here. Amar'e Stoudemire, we're all over the world, by the way, because not only is Jeremy in Beijing, but there's Amar'e Stoudemire, and he is in Tel Aviv. He's also waiting to play just like Jeremy is in their respective leagues. Landry Fields, waiting to see if the NBA will come back as he's working with the Spurs, the general manager of their G League team. And Steve Novak, who is really waiting to see, as he is a broadcaster with the Milwaukee Bucks in Wisconsin, waiting to see if the Bucks can get back because they're going to try to win a championship. When was the last time you can remember all being together?
Just before exit interviews in about 2011, where we hugged each other and we said, I'll see you in a month. I'll see you in 2 months in the gym. And then we never saw each other ever again. No,
the last time I saw Novak was when the Bucks and the Raptors, when we played in the playoffs last year. And so, I mean, I saw him 6 straight games. And he was telling me how easy of a series that it was going to be, especially when they're up 2-0. And then I haven't seen him since.
Hey, I talked a little bit of trash. I said there's no way the Raptors are going to beat the Bucks. The Bucks got Giannis; he's the MVP. And then I think the next time I heard from Jeremy, I think he just sent me a picture of himself in the championship parade, drinking champagne and throwing confetti. So that was the last I saw of Jeremy. Apparently,
at the camera too, right?
What's that?
It was at the camera too. Like, this is for you, Steve, in your face.
Yeah, that was the exact video he actually sent me. So it's actually really nice to see you again, Jer. It's good to see you're well.
Let's catch up with each one of you and what you've been doing, as I just did a brief intro. But Jeremy, still playing basketball. You're out in Beijing and waiting to see when that season will continue for you. And you were telling us before we started the broadcast that this has been a very long preseason, it feels like, in a lot of training camp, which I'm sure is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, kind of what I was saying earlier. At first I was like, oh man, we're just, you know, by the time, if the season ends up starting in July, I'll have basically been just practicing with the team for 3.5 months. And I was like, man, that's a lot of time with no game. But then I was like, you know, thinking about it, I was like, man, so many people would love to be on the court. And I think we're all kind of figuring out, like, basketball is just like, it's such a luxury at this point. And so, you know, I try to remind myself of that every single day.
So, Amar, you're waiting for your season to begin as well. And what has that been like?
Yeah. We so here in Tel Aviv, we started the year off here. We played in the Euro League and also in the Israeli League. And so right now, once COVID-19 hit, we basically shut down. You know, so far we're just waiting around. We can't really use the facility too much. We can't train unless you have your own situation set up. But we're just kind of taking it easy, waiting till this to pass over.
Landry, you're working with the Spurs for the G League, and there's a lot of exciting stuff happening with the G League, even though there's no games being played right now. But also the NBA is in a standstill. And, you know, for you, you've been scouting for a couple of years, but you have a great opportunity right now with that organization.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as you mentioned, was scouting before I moved to San Antonio just this past year. I was promoted to general manager of our Austin squad, and it's been a lot of fun. Front office was always something that I thought I would get into post-career. I even dabbled in some broadcasting or some TV stuff. But when the Spurs called, that was an opportunity I didn't want to miss. So scouted for about 3 years and then moved my family to San Antonio. Now we're here, and great organization, great people. Love being here.
And Steve, for you, there's probably great anticipation and hoping that a season will continue or at least finish, because the Bucks were the best team in the league, and we're looking to move on for a championship, which, by the way, is an anniversary today for the Bucks of their first championship.
Yeah, I think like Jeremy was kind of just saying, I think we all realize that there's something bigger going on, but there's no doubt in Milwaukee, I think everybody's a little bit sick right now, just because, like you said, it's been, since early 70s when the Bucks had Kareem and they won their last championship, and Giannis probably in his second year of being an MVP, and the Bucks playing as well as they were. It's like Milwaukee could kind of feel the energy. They were headed towards a championship, or obviously the Lakers in the finals, and I think everybody's kind of sick that the season is feeling like this, and it sounds like most teams that are out of the playoffs are kind of, I heard Steve Kerr kind of say, look, we feel like the season's probably over, but for teams like the Bucks right now, they're definitely staying as ready as they can.
Well, it's fun having all you guys together, and obviously this week on MSG was celebrating LIN-SANITY, and something that you guys all got to live and see, right, happen in front of you. And it's incredible when you talk to fans now, how they will continue to reference that as one of the most exciting times. They'll mention Jeremy, they'll mention Amare when he showed up and the Knicks are back. But if I can ask each one of you just on what you remember from when it all happened in that season, and in the context of where you guys were as a team that season before Jeremy had his opportunity to play. And I'll start with Landry, because I'm asking it. Where's the couch? And how did that whole thing happen?
Man, I blew it. This is what happened. It was a rented furniture. And at the time, I didn't have the foresight to be like, you know what, I'm just going to hang on to this and I'll pay them for it. And then we'll see what comes of it later on. I have no idea where the couch is. It's a mythical couch now, off in history.
Why can't you just say this is the couch? No, trust me. This is the couch.
I don't know. There's no authenticity to it, so I can't verify. There's no blue check mark.
But what is the legend of the couch, Jeremy? I mean, was it just one night that did it turn into a bigger story than it really was? Were you amazed by even something as simple as he slept on his teammate's couch became such a big part of your story at the beginning?
Definitely, it took on a life of its own. I mean, in all honesty, my heart goes out to my brother's couch, because I spent 5 weeks and 6 days on that one, and I spent one night on Landry's couch, and now Landry's couch gets all the love. And so, and Landry's couch was a lot less a lot less comfortable too, and it was just this tiny little couch. I barely got my feet were off on one end, my head was off the other end, and I was already in like fetal position. But no, that was kind of, that encapsulates just how crazy the season was. It was like, I just need a place to stay. Landry, can I just please crash on your couch? And he was like, didn't even think about it. He's like, no problem, I got you. And he's like, do you need anything? And at that time, we were, about to play the third game of a back-to-back-to-back. So, I mean, I think, it definitely blew up into something bigger. I mean, you would think Stanford, Harvard, we both, like, I could have split the couch with you 50-50. We could have, there's so many options, and we ended up we just let you return it for nothing. And so, we definitely missed out on that.
That's it. That's incredible. We've got more to talk about, including some of the games that we'll be showing tonight that come to memory. Two of them that are iconic throughout what we remember now as LIN-SANITY. Stay with us.